Hi students, welcome to Unacademy YouTube. How are you guys doing? Let's wait for the others to join in. So we begin. Hi Nikesh, how are you beta? Good afternoon. Welcome. चलो, all right, let's start. शुरू करते हैं. Today we are going to do terms, concepts, and their use in sociology. And as I had promised, that today's class will be having question and answers. Okay. Last time we did the first chapter. Today we would be doing the second one. Before we begin, if you have any questions, any doubts, keep continuously asking on the uh, comment section. If you want me to take any other chapter which you have not yet had, please ask me that also, and I'm gonna take that chapter also. Like I have already told you, sociology class 11th class 12th के दोनों books और दोनों के सारे chapters हम YouTube में करेंगे. First chapter हम already कर चुके हैं, which we are doing the second one right now. So anything which you guys want to ask me, feel free and make sure you ask me. Don't worry, don't take tension. I'm here and you guys will score really good marks. Okay, before moving ahead, uh, this is my referral code. If you want to take any subscription on the Plus platform, you can use this and get a 10% straight discount on any subscription which you have, from 1 month to 24 months to 8 months and whatnot. Okay, Urmi Live is my code. My name is Professor Urmi Chakravorty. I am your Plus educator on the platform for class 11th and 12th, sociology and psychology. I welcome you all once again on board, and it's a little about me. And I'm fortunate enough to be a part of Unacademy, and I love it when the kids say that, let's crack it. The best feature, according to me, is you can sit back at your place and just learn from the best educators on the platform. And when I say this, I mean it, not just because I'm a part of it, but yes, The educators are phenomenal in terms of their expertise, and they help you and guide you in every single form and every single way, which is going to help you in mentorship, guidance, and giving you notes and materials to get good marks and score in your examinations. We have some daily practice sections, we have weekly mock tests, we have live quiz, which you guys have already attended very soon. We also had a championship series, by the way, if you remember. And for people who have won it, congratulations. For people who have not, another one is coming very soon, guys. So don't worry. Now, Unacademy has launched one super thing, which is the iconic subscription. Now, the features of this one is that you have a personal mentor. It's kind of a one-on-one series in which they will give you any which ways. All the teachers give you mentorship on a good level, even in your Plus platform. But in Iconic, it's more for the learners who want to be focused in one-on-one, and also for the people who are a little slow learners. I will not say slow learners. Hi Gauri, hello ma'am. Is any history life classes? Absolutely, there are history life classes. And Gauri, Nikki ma'am takes history classes, and she is superb. So please go and check for Nikki Sinha, and she takes history. Even Ajay sir takes history. Both of them are fabulous. So आपको दोनों में से जिनके पास भी पढ़ना है आप पढ़ सकते हैं. Just check their profiles. एक बार अनअकैडमी ह्यूमैनिटीज़ पे जाके आप हिस्ट्री पे क्लिक करिएगा, आपको वहाँ दिखेगा निक्की मैम और अजय सर, दोनों के दोनों पढ़ाते हैं हिस्ट्री, सो यू कैन गेट द क्लासेस. So not only history, we have economics, geography, sociology, everything. We have psychology. I take psychology also. मैं psychology के भी classes लूँगी अभी. ये last month मैंने classes लिए हैं, इस month अभी start करेंगे. ठीक है? All right, most welcome Gauri. चलो. Now, these are the subscription features for your Iconic, which I have already told you. You will be also getting weekly reports. You will have all the benefits of Plus platform. Now, as I told you, preparations of class 11th has already started. टेस्ट सीरीज शुरू हो जाने वाले हैं, नया बैचेस ऑलरेडी स्टार्ट हो गया है. सो फ्रॉम द 1st of November itself हमारा नया बैच स्टार्ट हुआ है. इफ़ यू हैव नॉट एनरोल्ड इट येट, माई प्रोफाइल इज़ गिवन बिलो. गो अहेड, check the link and watch me out there, and you can attend the special classes. They are completely for free guys. Go and watch them. Okay, class 12th, they have also began. The pre-boards are already on. You don't have much time. February is the decided tentative schedule for your class 12. Go ahead and check it. Best thing, my favorite, the creative corner. It is complimentary and free with the Plus platform for the new people. How do you access it? You can probably just take one of it. Okay, any subscription plan you have, and you have access to the creative corner, which is really amazing. I know that. So go ahead and check it out. From magic tricks to Vedic maths to doodling to poetry, storytelling, robotics, mnemonics, every single thing is in it. You say and you have it. Okay, go and check it out. Plus an Iconic subscription, so you can take whichever you want. Whichever you choose is completely up to you. You can use my referral code for both of them. So that's Urmi Live, and you can get a discount for both of them. You can use it for both. See, that's the referral code in front of you, and I have given it. This is for class 11th and 12th both, and this is also for same for your Iconic subscription. There are some new batches which are going to commence. Batches for CBSE class 11th, which is commencing from the 9th of November. That's a batch for 2 months, by the way. November and December, both. Make sure you have business studies, economics, you have accountancy, you have maths. There are batches for English also, in terms, in your commerce. So there are batches for Hindi and English both. Okay, this is for Hindi, if you can see that it's mentioned here. This is for English, which you can see it's mentioned here. So Mayank sir is there, Suyash Goyal sir is there, there's Dhwani ma'am. So you can just go ahead and check the timings out there, that what are the batch timings. Now for science final examinations, from physics to bio, from maths to chemistry, you have Abha ma'am, Suyash sir, Varun sir, Bhavna ma'am. Already all of them are there and they are superb. So go and check them out. This is for science, by the way. There is a revision batch for your pre-boards for commerce. Again, this is in Hindi. Guys, if you see, in English and Hindi, हमारे पास दोनों चीज़ें available है. So you just need to go and have a check at it. Okay. See, again comes your batch for commerce. Again, this is for your English language. See, the streams are mentioned here. The times are mentioned here. These are already given for you in terms of going and checking the time. See, this is for Hindi. There's Nikita Shukla ma'am, Mitesh sir, Tushar sir, Bharat sir. Just check them out, guys. Again, there's one pre-board batch for science for class 12th. There's Kunal sir, Varun sir, Shalini ma'am, and Abha ma'am. Okay, now beginning with our chapter. In this concept of terms and concepts, we are going to discuss more about the classification as a discipline. Why is it important and why do we call it terms and concepts? First question, let's start from the first question of the book. As you know that this chapter we are discussing in this specific class, we are only speaking about the question and answers. If you have not checked the main what do you call classes yet, please go ahead and have a check at the previous sessions. If not, I would be again doing some classes in the special classes. Do not miss them. Go and follow me on the profile. Why do you need to use special terms and concepts in sociology? Simple answer. You need to use specific terms and concepts to understand divergent views about how and why the society exists. Okay. When I say how and why the society exists, you definitely have to relate to the social changes, understanding concern about social thinkers, okay, how to map them, how to understand, uh, you know, the concept behind the same, how to understand the inequalities, how to understand different tools in terms of understanding the society. Okay, is my AV clear, guys? Before I forget it, please tell me. I will just check the answers. Clear? Okay. Okay, super. So there are no doubts. I'm really glad. So, next point is it reflects the concern that sociologists had in understanding structured inequalities between the groups and the society. See, when we say sociology or when we say the term society, it is never just restricted to one individual. It is either individual or more individuals, and basically sometimes you call it a group, okay, or a society. Terms and concepts, in terms of tool of different ways to understand society. Why, what? Okay, now the question, moving back to what it was, that why do we need to use this special terms and concepts in sociology? Because we have to understand the view of other people, or why does society exist? Without understanding, how will we able to relate to the facts? फॉर एग्जाम्पल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट थ्योरी वर्सेज द फंक्शनलिस्ट थ्योरी. अगर आपको पता ही नहीं है कि व्हाट इज कॉन्फ्लिक्ट थ्योरी और उसके अंदर हुआ क्या था, देन हाउ विल यू बी एबल टू जस्टिफाई द पॉइंट्स? फॉर एग्जाम्पल फंक्शनलिस्ट थ्योरी, if you don't know what had happened in functionalist theory, how will you be able to give an answer between conflict and functionalist theory both? It's like, okay, this is your name, your sister's name is also the same. No, no, you will have one name, your sister will have some other name. Terms and concepts basically reflect the concern that why you need to study about structured inequalities between the groups and the society, which plays a major role. Which plays a major role. Second, as a member of the society, you must be interacting with different groups. How do you see these groups as sociological perspective? Now, the second question absolutely relates to the first one. Go back again. Why do we need to use the special terms and concepts in sociology? Now, you guys see that it is completely relating to the facts and figures of your chapter. Let me see if anybody. Yes, okay. Oh, all right, Gauri. Okay. Now, most important thing, if you say, ठीक है, uh, particularly acute in sociology also is basically when you have approach towards certain things and when you mean to uh, explain the facts that how there can be different thinkers in this entire functioning. So it relates to the question, right? Why do you need to use the terms or special terms and concepts in sociology? Clear answer, straightforward. We need to use the terms and concepts to understand the divergent views, and then there are the points. So if you see, I have given you the points which you can follow and write and you can score well. Second, why as a member of the society you must be interacting with and in groups. Okay, how do you see these groups from a sociological perspective? Now guys, when I say sociological perspective, of course it is about a social interaction with formed as a human interaction. Humans interact, communicate, construct social collectivities in terms of group, in terms of institution, in terms of being with each other, in terms of referring to groups which are existing in every society, which plays a major role. Now we have something in common with the others in the group. What is something in common? Can somebody tell me what is the thing which is very common in these things? Anybody? Okay, I hope you don't get confused. So I will only tell you. See, there are different common interests, there are cultures, there are some different religions, there are some different regions, there are different kind of languages. interaction basically can happen as an individual or also as in social group or aggregates, which we have discussed in the previous chapters, in the coming chapters, sorry, in which we have discussed about Kasi group, what is interaction between the two, why do we have a sense of belongingness. Actually, we have discussed groups in the same chapter, I'm sorry, the Kasi groups or the aggregates. We have very, very clearly different, discussed about the connection which these people have with each other, why a group is a different from a category, what are the reasons between sharing the characteristics or features of similar height, weight, look probably, but not having the sense of belongingness. Aggregates hence can be defined as collection of people and not a group. Okay, not a group. Passengers waiting a railway station as a railway station or an airport, they cannot be called a group. They are simple numbers or aggregates. Why? Because we do not have a we feeling here. That is the reason we have also termed them as Kasi groups. I think we have discussed all of these in the chapters. Again, I'm telling you, if you have not had a look at the class, go ahead and watch the class in Unacademy YouTube live. Also, in the special classes, I have taken terms and concepts. Get through the concepts clear. And if you still don't understand, please put on the comment section which one didn't you understand. I will take a special class and I will cover that subject as well. Next question. What have you observed about the stratification system existing in your society? And how are the individual lives affected by stratification? Guys, remember, I have told you very clearly the moment word stratification comes into picture, remember it's a triangle. Stratification is nothing but a class hierarchical division which comes from lower to middle, middle to higher, higher to upper higher, or elite classes. It can be classes, it can be basically about the segments, it can be the rich and the poor. Sometimes people are rich, sometimes people are poor. It can be about Brahmins and the deprived classes. Any hierarchical division or class segmentation is known as stratification, which is a major role. Now, the question, what and how it is affected by stratification? Answer. Stratification can be defined as the existence of structured inequalities between the groups and the societies. In terms and concepts, or their access to material or symbolic rewards, material, immaterial differences. Okay. All these points can be added when you're basically speaking about what can be seen as consisting about a strata in hierarchy. It can be classes, it can be segments, it can be educational processes, it can be opportunities of health based on your caste, based on your fulfillment of work, influence, etc. Slavery. Now these are basically forms. Stratification comes with different kind of forms. It can be slavery, it can be caste as a system of stratification. This can be extreme form of inequalities which play major role in terms of literary owned by others, in terms of segmentations and divisions. Now, social control. And do you think the modes of social control in different spheres of society are different? Discuss. I think this is also one of the most important question in your textbook. You need to have a check on it. Why? What do you mean by social control? Control refers to the various means used by society to bring its recalcitrant and or unruly members back into the line. Some people who have just left across, some people who have just, uh, you know, uh, not probably a part. Okay, when we speak about the term, and when I say, um, you know, how to explain this thing to you, the meaning here of the term recalcitrant is basically uncooperative, people who are not willing to cooperate, unruly members. We say na that the classroom is filled with students who are very unruly. They're not behaving. They're not believe. They're not behaving themselves. Unruly. Okay, and yeah, that's basically not having the authority. Somebody who's just crossing the limits, etc. It is very much a social process. Okay, techniques, strategies by which behavior of an individual or a group are regulated. Okay, of course, with an uncooperative behavior, you can never be able to regulate or structure the pattern or the form. That is the reason it can be very much used to regulate the behavior of the individuals or enforcement of the values in individuals to maintain order in society. Means of social control is also there. What are the means of social control? That it can be formal or informal. And the question what they are asking here is simple, no? What is social control? Do you think the modes of social control in different spheres of society are different? Why? Of course, it can be different because it is formal and informal both. There can be various agencies of the control over, like for example, family, religion, kinship, all of it, etc. Impact of social control. Okay, impact is mostly when it can be both positive and negative through sanctions. Now, a sanction is a mode or reward of punishment that reinforces, which can be both positive and negative through different kind of ways or modes or methods, which we call them. Okay, now it can be a punishment because when there is law and order, there can be punishments. uh, Hi Deshanak Hari Om. Hi, hello ma'am, good teaching, thank you so much. I hope you're doing good, beta, thank you. Okay, now when I say social will have what do you call social control will have formal and informal means both. See, formal can be when the mechanism is more about uh, law, order, state, policy. So in a modern society, the formal kind of mechanism are basically emphasized whether the people are believing on rules and regulations and following the norms and regulations or not. Whereas informal, on the other hand, is about making face at somebody. You're not liking somebody, just enforcing. You're not no, your body language is bad. You're sad. You're happy. You're. It completely depends on the mood. These all will come under informal means. It is personal, unofficial, uncodified. They have smiles. They have people with day to day life, which is qualities are different. The informal methods of social control may not be adequate. Obedience, sometimes inobedience, disobedience, sorry. All these things are very important when we speak about social control. So, what is social control? Why is it important? Simple, because it is the process or strategy which is controlling the behavior of an individual or a group. It can be the use for the force to regulate the behavior in different values, in different segments, in different manners. Also, on the other hand, please remember there are different impacts of social control. And when I say there are different impacts of social control, simple fact, guys, it can be positive, negative, both. You cannot probably only reward a person when he or she is doing good. You will also punish when that person will definitely not be good, or you will have an unexpected form of behavior from the person. Members of the societies can be rewarded for good and expected behavior. On the other hand, clearly it is used to enforce the reward and expected in certain ways. Any questions still here, guys? Okay, and it can have different impacts in terms of, for example, social control, family, religion, kinship. We have all discussed in the previous chapters also. These are very, very simple facts. You just have to make sure that you revise them, because the much better understanding you have of the terms, it will be very easy for you to adequately put more examples and keep your answers heavy and just share it across so that you get good marks. Sociology is a very simple subject, guys. We make it complicated It is because we think that these terms, no, no, Baba, colonialism, no, no, Baba, age of enlightenment, these are very simple. You just have to actually uncodify them. That's all. Okay. You basically have to read, understand, put an example, put it across. That's all. That is all. Okay. Next question. In the textbook, very clearly identify the different roles and status that you play and are located in. Okay. Do you think that roles and status change? Discuss when and how they change. This is also from your textbook only in the NCRT CBSE book. This is the next question. Okay. Role and role playing. Okay. A role is the dynamic or behavioral aspect of status. People perform their roles according to social expectations associated with the status he or she occupies. This basically is referred to as role taking or role playing, and hence the roles are played in accordance to the status. For example, a child learns to behave in accordance with how her behavior will be seen and judged by others. Why? Because when we say no, no, behave yourself, don't do this, don't do that, it's kind of a role taking or a role playing only, no? Because a child will exactly behave the way we expect him or her to be seen and judged by the others, because this is how a society is. And the question itself is asking that what are the different roles and status that you play and are located in. It can be a family, it can be a random uh, you know what do you call society. It can be an explanation to say that it is about the people you live with, etc. Simple, simple, simple facts. Hence, it is very dynamic, okay, or the behavioral aspect of status. People perform their roles according to social expectations and associated with the status that he or she is occupying. Simple. What is the conflict on the other hand? It is among the corresponding to multiple status. It can be a bigger status, it can be a smaller status. It is very much referred to a role conflict because जब बर्तन चार पांच रहेंगे तो बजेंगे ही. We say ना, family will also have a lot of fights जब उनके opinions matter नहीं करते हैं, match नहीं करते हैं, लड़ाई होता है, झगड़ा होता है. Simple fact, guys. When there is incompatibility among the roles corresponding to multiple statuses, it is referred to a role conflict. It occurs when the contrary expectations arise with two or more roles to be performed. Now, roles also come across like that only. Now, when you're playing a role of two people, when your responsibilities are more, and that is the reason you're setting yourself and looking at a change and an angle to that. That why is it like, and what do you want it to be changed and how? Now, that is an individual approach that you have to decide. So, guys, these are the questions which are given in this chapter. Coming back to the revision of the chapter, which if you have not attended before, very quickly, as much time as we have, last 20 minutes, whatever, 15-20 minutes, I will explain you. Exploring society and sociology, in this chapter specifically, we have studied how knowledge and naturalistic explanation is important, and we have discussed it in the previous chapter also. It is very, very important to equate what is the difference between society and sociology and how people play an important role in this and what is the idea behind the entire concept. Whereas sociology needs to have a special set of terms when we use terms like status, roles, social control, and any way in our everyday life. So please remember the terms and concepts. We are so well acquainted with social institutions which surround us that we cannot see them clearly and precisely. That is what is being quoted by Burgess, 1976, 25. Okay, we cannot. Sociology definitely needs to have special set of terms. Otherwise, how will you identify people? How will you identify what is a role, what is a status, what is a religion, what is a caste? You need specifically a word, no, to define it. Today, can you say, no, I want to eat anything? Anything will also have something, no? Why do you call a chapati and why do you call a sabji, guys? It's a term and concept which you use to define whether this is something which is, the food items are also on a menu. They give you so many items and list of the with the names, with the prices. Why do they do that? It's required. Without it, how will you even order in a restaurant? Simply, that is the reason. To understand diverse form, it is important, right? Why do we need to use special terms and concepts? And the significance, I clearly told you. But once again, for your understanding, please remember, it is very simple that uh, there is a difference between our ideas and concepts, which are not the same between everybody, in amongst everybody, and everyone has their own approach towards looking at a society or looking at a uh, approach in different angles and in different ways. There are concepts which have a story to tell. When I say they have a story to tell, please remember that it reflects a concern of a special thinker to understand the map of social changes and shift from pre-modern to modern entailments. It is very important, plays a major role, and hence you need to require some sort of concepts which play a significant role and gives you a better understanding about society, equalities, inequalities. What do you mean by group? What do you mean by difference in group? What is a Kasi group? What is an aggregate? What is an association? What is a primary group? What is a secondary group? All these things. Other concepts like stratification reflect the concern that sociologists had in understanding the structured inequalities between groups and in society. I hope there are no questions still here. If yes, please ask me. I will look at the YouTube comment section once. If you have any questions, please ask, guys. No questions, okay. I'm just worried you guys have no questions here. I'm just waiting for you to ask so that I can answer. Let's move ahead, guys. Please reply. Okay. Okay. Let's move ahead now. Chalo. Now, the different concepts like status and all, like I told you that why terms and concepts are important to study. There's one more important thing that it all begins with an individual, but it is not always limited to an individual. Okay, a group is involved. Of course, a basic segment or society is involved. Uh, Within sociology, some tried to understand human behavior by starting the individual, micro interactions. Okay, concepts such as status or role, they begin with individuals. Concepts such as social control or stratification, they begin with a larger contract, context. Now that is the difference when we speak about micro and macro, what you call in terms of sociology, also in terms of explaining the things which is very economically different, yet plays an important role. And these terms were basically in with understanding society, social solidarity, all these things have come with the key terms for Emily Durkheim. you know if you go through the previous chapter also, we have spoken about it. So the introduction itself shows that how the important point is the classifications or the types which we have discussed in the previous chapter also. It explains us and takes us through the tools to understand reality. Okay, it basically open locks. It basically gives you more entry points in understanding, not the final answer. It will just give you an open platform to think. Ultimately, it is about you to think why. It is not about you to decide why not. Okay, it is about you to interrogate and question the concepts or the categories. That's what the sociologist kept on doing, right? Are you understanding? Anybody who has a question? No questions. Hi Pooja. Good evening. AZZ Tips. Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening. How are you? I'm not audible. Can you hear me now? Am I audible now? Okay. All right. Super. So this is the introduction which we have discussed, that it is about understanding. It is not about the final answer. No problem. It's okay. Completely okay. No issues, better. So please make sure that you go through the slides beforehand. If you guys are for class 11th, I have discussed few questions. I will show you how, which are very important and which you need to go through and read it. 1 minute, I'll show you because you guys have come late. So these are the questions which we have discussed in today's class. Please make sure that you watch this video right from the beginning. I have discussed the question and answers. Why do we need to use special terms and concepts in sociology? Answer is here. Second question, answer is here. Third question, answer is here. Fourth question, answer is here. Fifth question, answer is here. All these question and answers we have discussed. If you have missed it, please make sure that you go and watch them again. And if you have any questions, put across in the comment section so that I can revise it one more time for you guys. One more thing which is important in this unit is about social groups and society. Okay, sociology is completely incomplete without the study about human behavior and human life. Okay, sociology itself also have human life and anthropology and social anthropology as subjects and disciplines under it, which is very important to understand. Why we say that any group in terms of a theater or an airport or a railway station doesn't give you a we feeling. So it is that it can be called as an aggregate, it can be a gathering, okay, in which people do not necessarily constitute a social group. So make sure that you are aware of this idea. Am I audible now, beta? Is this clear now? I just want to check it out one more time. Am I audible now? Okay, I'm audible, right? Okay, ठीक है. हाँ. Okay. Make sure that you read the notes from the CBSE NCRT book only. For now, you do not need to refer anything else because I think these notes are more than enough. Don't get confused. Don't purposely try to go and read such things which will make you more confused, and it's not required. Read about the Kasi groups. This is the picture from the book itself. You can see that what is the difference which here, where they have explained about infusing, about about the nation or about, hi Sanskar, good evening, how are you? Long time. Why you not coming for the classes, Sanskar? I'm missing you in the classes, plus classes in the night. So if you've not, because you've come late, Sanskar, please make sure that you watch this video one more time, rewind it, because we have done a question and answers of the book, all the five questions, and I have given you the answer in this YouTube class. So please go and read it and go back and watch the recorded session. Okay. Okay, now the women's movement brought about the idea of women's group in organization. So most important thing here in this aspect was, shared interest. There were common norms. There were difference of opinions. There were common interest in terms of culture also as a part and parcel. uh, कुछ कारण से नहीं आ रहे हैं. ओके, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, जब भी आओ जल्दी आना. ओके, एंड टेक केयर ऑफ योर सेल्फ एंड डोंट वरी. एटलीस्ट यूट्यूब के क्लासेस अटेंड करना, और कोई क्वेश्चन रहे तो प्लीज़ पूछना. एंड यू हैव द टेलीग्राम ग्रुप एनी विच वेज. सो कुछ भी अपडेट होगा तो आपको पता चल जाएगा टेली चैनल पे. ठीक है, सो टेक केयर एंड लेट मी नो इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चंस और डाउट्स. Moving to the next one was the type of groups. Okay, there were different kind of groups, primary and secondary. These were also very important because it contrasted the manner of people. जिसमें groups are traditional में है, small scales है. There are different kind of modern and large groups also. So these things are completely defined and described in the previous class. Hi Gauri, good evening. Okay, so yeah, primary was mostly into the equal importance, which was belonging not to the equal importance. Some groups were influencing the others and other lives along with the people. Examples of primary groups and secondary groups were mentioned, that how it mattered relatively in size, whether it is small or whether it is big. Sometimes it is about family, sometimes it is about government office, sometimes about an institution, hospitals, student association, etc. These are the examples which are given for primary and secondary growth. We spoke about stratification, status role, and the society control. Please, of anybody who has not seen the session right from the beginning, go back and watch the entire session, because we have discussed all the five question and answers from the book again and again. I'm telling you, and there are a few extra points which are given here. These are just the brownies which you can use. That why terms and concepts and their use in sociology matters. This is also given in the textbook. The significance of terms and concepts. There is also what is social group, the definitions of the same, uh, the categories of the same, which we have already discussed. Other than this, if there are any questions, please feel free to ask me. And once again, go watch the entire recorded session, because I have covered all the questions in today's class. Okay. So, one more thing which I wanted to tell you guys before I end today's class and session is, as you know, that the exams are already on our head and we do not have much time left. Even in the special classes and plus classes, we have completed almost 75, or no, not even 75, we have completed more than 80% of the course. If you have still not enrolled for the batch, there is one batch. Hi Prikshit, how are you? Good evening. If you have not yet enrolled for the batch, there is one more batch which we have started from the 2nd of November. You can go ahead and watch the course which is being launched. So I invite you to come and join. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. And I'm going to hope see you soon, very 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 soon in the special classes and plus classes. Take care, stay safe, and let me know in the comment section if you have any questions or any chapter which you have yet to revise and if you want me to take it. Thank you so much. God bless.